Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, Cynicalex, and today I want to give you my first impressions of the Dawn of X update. There's a lot of content, there's a lot of new uniforms which basically create new characters, and there are additional changes that were not even listed in the patch notes but are actually very good. So I want to talk about all the good, all the bad, and everything in between. So as you can see here, Rogue, I have to just gush very briefly at the beginning about Rogue. Her uniform is gorgeous. This thing she does with her hand is absolutely incredible. I really have to hats off to the devs on how creative they've been with the uniforms lately. It's absolutely outrageous. Mathematically, I did not think they could get better, but they did. Now, yes, the Deadpool uniform is amazing, and I said that this uniform is the best uniform ever for animations and things like that. But honestly, if you go into the skill preview for Rogue's new uniform, and even if you don't go into the skill preview, if you just look at how gorgeous she looks from either to the front or the back, but she just looks amazing. You can see there Nightcrawler, Apocalypse, Psylocke, and Storm all appear, and wouldn't you know it, those are the characters whose skills she borrows for her skills. So this new Rogue uniform does mind and lightning damage. I could not think of a cooler combination than that. And you have this new thing here with the little orange scheduled to release. So this is a little update here. This should help educate the player base a little bit more when expecting uniforms, expecting reworks and things like that. So now we know when the mid-month update is going to happen. Speaking of mid-month update, X23 is another one that looks amazing with her update. She's got accumulation. Her new 5th skill features Logan, so that's really nice. Now that I've gushed about those, let's talk about the uniforms that I've actually been able to play with in content and that I've seen what they can do. I haven't actually gotten a chance to play with Nightcrawler's uniform, so I will have to skip this one. I can't give you my opinion on this. However, I have heard that when you combine Nightcrawler with White Fox lead, because you can take advantage of that leadership ability combined with her Kumiho stance, he can do pretty high stages of world boss because they gave him all defense down, right? He has all defense down minus 35. Oh, I can level that up. Hang on. He has minus 50 all defense down. And when you use White Fox's leadership, that's minus 70. And then he's got 30% chain hit plus her 10%. So that's 40% chain hit. Starts to get kind of spicy. I've seen people say he can do maybe stage 70, maybe stage 80 world boss, Proxima. That's not bad at all. Maybe he can do stage 70 or 80 of Corvus. That's definitely not as good as, you know, Null or some of the recent tier 3s, Sentry, etc. But it's way better than Nightcrawler was doing in the past. Another character who got a massive boost. Why am I not wearing his uniform? So strange. Gambit. I tested Gambit out, and he is, you know, at least like 20-30% stronger just off the top without any changes to his build, just by leveling up his uniform. He is fantastic. This uniform is great, and it does tremendous amounts of damage. Now, the only thing I've heard negatively about Gambit's new uniform is that his 6th skill, the full deck, doesn't actually do that much damage. The skill itself doesn't do that much damage. However, the buff that it gives you, oh, okay, well, it'll give you buffs once you fully awaken it. But anyways, the buffs that the skill gives you and the buff that he gets as a character, right? Because when you transcend, remember, transcending gets you a buff to your stats as well. You can see here going from awakened to, oh no, there we go, awakened to transcended. He goes from 7,000 energy tank to 10,000. So that buff combined with whatever he gets from the full deck buff makes his Royal Flush card hit even harder. And he has a really nice combo now, 3 cancel 5. It's really spicy. I cannot wait to do content on Gambit both before and after transcending him, because I think it's going to be just a blast to play. Next up, we have Cable. Again, I don't have the Summer Days uniform. Not again, but I don't have the Summer Days uniform, so I can't compare it. It may be less of a jump for you. It may be less of an improvement going from this uniform to this uniform. But going from this uniform to this uniform was insane. He's like 50-60% better. So if you don't have this uniform and you want to use Cable, he is an absolute powerhouse with this new uniform. I don't have to say too much about it, but he just does crazy damage, and he can still work with a proc. I've heard people say this already. He is not rage only. I do happen to have a rage on mine, but this was a decision that I made, an equip decision that I made like a year ago, and I never changed it. So this is not a recent change. Speaking of CTP and equips, by the way, this is one of the things that was not listed in the patch notes, but I'm very happy to see we are getting another CTP unequip discount, another 50% custom gear unequip. That's right. I really hope that this becomes a monthly thing for the, or a bi-monthly thing or whatever, like every 2 months for the game. I think this is an excellent change. I think they definitely need to do this. If they did this after every update, it would be awesome, because then if characters get new uniforms, if characters change, if they get more powerful, less powerful, then you have a time where you can take advantage of swapping their CTP, or, you know, unequipping an obelisk to save it for someone else, whatever the case may be. You can rebuild the character for 50% off with that change. So I really, really like this. I can't say how much I like this. It's excellent. This is basically the next best thing to having them give us a second CTP slot. Obviously, that would have been the perfect situation. That would have been the perfect answer, but you don't always get what you want, right? So sometimes you got to compromise and get a little bit less. So you know what? Having it 50% off is really not that bad at all. Next up, we've got Deadpool's uniform. Now, this one I think is going to puzzle a lot of people. From what I've been able to test thus far, and I haven't been able to test that much, but from the test, well, I did a decent amount of testing. This uniform is worse for PvE content, for world boss content. That's right. I believe that this 30th anniversary uniform is worse than the Holiday Lady Deadpool uniform is for World Boss Ultimate. I had a harder time killing Proxima Stage 99, and not only was it harder, but it was also slower. You can't cancel his 5th skill anymore, so the 5 cancel 4 doesn't really work, even though he has more buffs and things like that. I really do think, I'm not going to say I know for sure, but I'm very confident, maybe like 80% confident, that this uniform is built for PvP. They did go ahead and give him more healing. They did go ahead and give him iframe ignore. It sort of leans towards PvP. And then I did something crazy and I tested my Deadpool out. You can see this team right here, and he's honestly not that bad. I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the other really hilarious features that is actually pretty funny and cool in this update that, again, was not in the patch notes. We've got this new UI for the timeline battle, which is cool. But anyways, you go over to friendly match, which is next to win rate and their win record, and you go over to allies, and you can actually scroll down and you can find yourself. Now, it might take you a while to find yourself. I have to figure out a better way of finding myself in the future. Haha. Anyways, you find yourself and you fight yourself. So here we go. I'm gonna fight myself now, and I'm gonna try to pull off some magic with Deadpool. Now, keep in mind, my Sentry has a PvE build with the CTP of Rage, but my Deadpool has a PvE build as well. So they're exactly the same in that regard. Nah, we died. Anyways, we died there. I tried it, but when I was trying on stream, he actually killed a few sentries. Now, is he going to be the next best character for PvP? No, I don't think so. Is he going to be as good as Sentry? No, I don't think so. Is he going to be able to kill Hulk? I have no idea. But I definitely think this uniform is geared towards PvP, which explains why A, it's struggling in PvE. It's struggling to outperform the Holiday Lady Deadpool, and B, why it actually has these PvP effects that tend to be good. You know, giving a character an iframe ignore skill with a 3.5 second cooldown, turns out that's pretty damn good, right? So this could put Deadpool in like top 10, maybe even like top 5 discussions for PvP if you've got, you know, Sentry, Silver Surfer, Hulk, Jean Grey, and then maybe Deadpool could be 5th. It's possible. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I'm saying it's possible, and that's sort of where I'm at with this uniform. I'm not going to give my final judgment yet, but for those of you that have been hearing about this uniform and hearing negative things, it's not that it's negative, it's just that I think everyone was expecting this uniform to just be a better version of this uniform for PvE, for World Boss, for Null, and it doesn't seem to be doing that at all. On the flip side, it seems to be very good for PvP, and that would sort of make sense with the theme of the update, given that the devs have been working on improvements to Timeline Battle and Alliance Conquest. So yeah, that's my recap of the uniforms. I'm pretty happy so far. I think the animations and the graphics of all the uniforms are absolutely gorgeous. Cable and Gambit are absolute 10s, and it looks like Nightcrawler is pretty good as well. Honestly, I wasn't using Deadpool for anything, so I might experiment with giving him a PvP build in a couple of days when I can unequip my CTP, and I'm actually just really happy that I can spend 300 crystals instead of 600, and I can change multiple characters because I want to change Null again, I want to change Sentry, and a couple of other characters, and I'll be able to do that. I'm gonna do that without it costing me the full amount. I'm gonna probably be swapping that one as well, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But a couple more things here to talk to you guys about. Timeline battle. So the new timeline battle actually does give you, it appears to give you at least more glory tokens than the old timeline battle gave you honor tokens. However, the boxes are much more expensive. So that is sort of the question here. But the first thing we got to talk about, just briefly, I'll make a full video about this, but basically the glory token shop sucks. It's not good. Nornstones should not be here at all. That's hilariously bad. The Mcron shards and the tier 2 materials are honestly not very good either. And then neither are the biometrics, and then that's it. Everything from the cosmic cube fragments over is in the advanced glory token shop. So that doesn't count for the glory token shop, the regular glory token shop. Basically, the only good reward, the only good purchase in the glory token shop is this chest right here. And as you can see, I misunderstood what the chest does. I thought there was one chest for cards and one chest for Uru. No, it's one chest with both. Why would they do that? They do that because they know we need cards, and they do that because they know we don't need Uru. So they take, I mean, this could only be worse if it was comic cards or ISO. So it's a little bit better than ISO, but it's still really bad. A 3-star card is so much more valuable than a random 3-star Uru. The thing about cards is you need a lot of them in large quantities. Even if they're not cards that you need, they could be random cards, but random 3 to 6-star cards are amazing because you just need them as fodder to re-roll or to craft. But that's not the case with Uru. With Uru, you need specific Uru in specific quantities. You don't need physical defense, energy defense, recovery rate. You might not even need attack speed or skill cooldown, but you definitely need, physical energy attack, dodge, HP, whatever. So combining these things is just like nonsensical because you have a thing that doesn't matter what you get, you just need lots of it. And then a thing where it does matter what you get and you need specific ones. So I should just farm specific Uru and then just, get these big batch chests of cards separately. And that's what they did with the old honor chest. And I don't understand why they're not doing that. So they need to revert it back to this system where you have the cards on one chest and you have the Uru on another chest. Speaking of the regular honor token chest, you now see the discounts. They're pretty steep, which is good. Every chest is 50% off. No matter what chest it is, no matter what quantity it is, it's 50% off, which is really good. Honestly, however, despite everything being 50% off, I would not purchase anything here except for either the honor chest, which gives you bios. Again, one more time, it gives you bios here, or the card chest. It's really up to you what you need more of, but you should definitely spend your tokens in the next couple of weeks because they're going to convert your tokens into gold. They're not going to convert them into glory tokens, and the gold is not worth it. The gold is not worth the bios or the cards. Again, I don't know how good the cards are. It seems to just be 1 and 2-star cards, which is not very good at all. Overall, I think the bios give you more value. I'm not 100% sure, but that's not even a 3-star card, right? That's so much worse than a 3-star card. And my advice to you guys in general was to sell your 1-star cards. So yeah, I actually don't see much of the value of the regular honor tokens now, because once you get these characters, and you can get these characters in other ways, like you can get Captain Marvel and She-Hulk from the Rift token shop, right? So basically, most players were spending their honor tokens on anyways was just the bios, right? You're getting at least 10 bios. Here I'm getting almost 15, right? And just spamming this chest for bios. So I do think that despite what I said about this new chest sucking, this new store sucking, it's actually still better than the old store. The old store was just that bad. The old honor token shop was just that bad, because at least here you're getting a 3-star card, right? You open the chest 10 times, you get even if you get 1 3-star card and everything else is Uru, that's still better than opening that other chest multiple times. Now, the reward here, as you can see, it's 10 chests for 7,500. That's obviously more expensive than the old cost here, which was 10 chests for 2,000. However, you do get more tokens. So previously, again, I can't necessarily give you the exact amounts because I have a VIP bonus, but previously I was getting 125 honor tokens per timeline battle win. Now I'm getting 225. So instead of getting 1,250 per week, or every 10, I should say, every day, I'm getting 2,200. So they almost doubled the amount that I'm getting daily. Obviously, they made the chest more expensive, but they're also giving us extra honor tokens at the end. If you go over to the question mark in the top corner and you go over to Vibranium, you can see that I'm going to get another 750 at the end of every week, which is equal to another, basically, it's not even 1 day's worth. It's so much worse than that. It's like 3 extra fights. Yeah, that needs to be way more. I just realized 750 is nothing. If you're getting 225 per fight, that's literally 3 fights worth of tokens. That needs to be like they need to add a 0. It needs to be 3,500 and 4,000. I literally just realized that. Wow, I'm so sleepy. That's crazy. But yeah, the hilarious thing that I wanted to show you guys, I didn't emphasize it too much, but you can basically play against yourself in timeline battle. So it's a fun way for you to test your team and to potentially test other teams against your team. Obviously, you can do that with random opponents here as well. That option hasn't changed. It's still available for you. But obviously, if you want to test against a very specific team, which sometimes I like to do, you can't necessarily find that specific team here. So you could always set your team that way by fighting with them once in timeline battle and then going ahead over here to friendly match and challenging yourself and being able to test it. It's a nice little feature. I honestly don't know why they didn't highlight it in the patch notes because I thought it was really good. But yeah, it is what it is. Finally, from the things that I can remember off the top of my head to mention during this update first impressions video is the pre-update token shop. Couple things here. The shop is better than ever. Okay, this is not the mega tier 2 token shop. That's coming in 2 weeks, but this shop is better than ever. You've got the Titan record, you've got the 3 and 4 star rank up tickets. They added both the gear reforging cores for reforging CTPs and the 6-star obelisk. Now, I don't need the gear reforging cores, but if you can't beat Null but you want to reforge your CTPs for whatever reason, here you go, you can do that. And so, I mean, it's giving players the option. And then the 6-star obelisk is honestly not that bad. For 40 tokens, you can buy it 3 times, 3 free extreme obelisks. This is the best shop they've ever done. So they are kind of improving the rewards here and there. It's so strange. It's so strange because it's not what we wanted exactly, and it's not in the ways that we wanted exactly, but these rewards are still better than ever. They are. On top of the fact that this Titan record blast, to me, indicates that we're going to be getting Psylocke tier 3. Again, I can't guarantee it. It's just my speculation, but last time we saw this universal book here, I believe it was the Dormammu Ghost Rider situation. And then we saw it again. I don't think they did it for a combat for Venom and Carnage, but they did do it for Sentry and Molecule Man with the universal book. So, and I think they did it again for Loki and Null. Pretty sure they did. So we'll have to wait and see. I really hope Rogue gets a tier 3 as well. I think Rogue absolutely deserves a tier 3, and her uniform is gorgeous. But you know what? Psylocke's pretty gorgeous too, and she could use a uniform as well, and she could use a tier 3. So yeah, I'm gonna be hitting up that book after I tier 3 Cable later today. So look forward to that. I'll be bringing you guys more content about, you know, Conquest and Timeline Battle as I sort of sift through it and work my way through it. There's also a faction battle here. It doesn't really matter what side you're on, just play. You get a bunch of free Nightcrawler bios. They're also going to be giving away a bunch of Nightcrawler bios, like 150. They're also going to be giving away through logins. The logins aren't live yet, but they're going to be giving away X-Chain selectors. So my advice to you, if you're going to go with X23 and Nightcrawler's uniforms, since you're getting Nightcrawler's bios from here, you could use the X-Chain selectors on X23. I believe she's available in those selectors, right? Yeah. So can you, let me just double check this real quick. Yeah, she's there. Okay, awesome. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below if you have any more thoughts. I'm pretty happy with this update so far. Obviously, it's a bit light on the content besides new characters against Null and DRX and stuff like that. We'll have to wait and see what happens and what becomes of the timeline and Conquest changes. But yeah, in the meantime, Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.